Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request for Dwayne. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough, tier list, ranking, reactions, whatever the case may be, PayPal's the best way to do it. Do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And he wanted me to look into his list of his favorite films of all time, 33 of them. Now, he does have honorable mentions until we get to the list, so thank you. He wanted me to react to it, so I figured, sure, that's no problem. I mean, it doesn't matter what I say. If it's your favorites, it's your favorites. It doesn't matter what I think, but thank you. I do appreciate it. So, honorable mentions. He has Empire Strikes Back. That's definitely on a lot of people's list. Total Recall, 1990. Love that film. Great movie with Arnold. You got Women with Three Titties. You got, Ultraviolence by Paul Verhoeven. Michael Ironside. Consider divorce. Great to see Total Recall. Pulp Fiction's a good one. Commando's a good one. Inglourious Bastards. Halloween. Speed's a great one. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Duel. Always enjoyed Duel. Universal Soldier. Love Universal Soldier. Van Damme vs. Dolph Lundgren. Great stuff. Escape from Alcatraz. Casino Royale. Yeah, I like Casino Royale. I don't love it, but I liked it. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Like I said, most of those Harry Potter films, I can't tell you the difference. Because like those two, I couldn't tell you the difference between the two. Fast and Furious, the first one, I think it's okay. But these are his top 33. Number 33, Conan the Barbarian. Cool choice. What brought Arnold to the party. Richter, so to speak. I mean, based on the character from back in the day, the comics and stuff, beautiful artwork on them, and Arnold showing what he can, his body, his demeanor, his presence, and sword and sorcery, bloody goodness, epic score. James Earl Jones is your villain. Good film, Conan the Barbarian. 32, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Great movie. Always loved that film. Love Sean Connery. Thought he worked well with Harrison Ford. Love the idea of the Holy Grail being the MacGuffin to get, because it's such a known item. Wonderful set pieces, whether it be the boat chase in Venice, whether it be the whole plane bit where it crashes through the tunnels and one side sidles up against the other and goes forward in front of Indy and his dad. Love the whole finale when he's got to go get the thing for his dad who's been wounded and all the traps he's got to go through. Even the opening bits with him as a kid and River Phoenix. Harrison Ford does a great job. Sean Connery. Great musical score. Great to see Sala again from the first movie. Same with Brody. Was it Denholm Elliott from the first one? Cool to see them return. Very fun film. Number 31, Man of Steel. Teach their own. Never been a fan of Man of Steel. Always called it Man of Steel boner. I just don't like the film. I don't really know if Dwayne wants me to go into depth on that. So I'll just say teach their own. I do not like the film at all. Other than the musical score is pretty good. I think Superman comes off as a fucking dick in that movie. I think Cameron Costner comes off as a shitty father. Don't save people. You mean I should let them drown? Maybe. What a horrible fucking thing to say. And don't talk to the hand clerk. Well, he doesn't want to give out his identity. Yeah, but he's the Man of Steel. He's faster than a speeding bullet. I think you'd come up with fucking something. Oh, what was that big gust of wind when this tornado was coming? You tell me there's no way he was that dumb he couldn't think of a way when he's faster than a speeding bullet to get his dad out of the way? You fucking kidding me? And I don't care. Like, I would risk my secret identity to save my own dad. So to me, that shows more of Superman's shitty character. And the whole ending where all fucking destroying most of Metropolis, and the one bit that always gets me is that when he's walking and the villain throws his like tanker truck, and he just walks out of the way, doesn't try to stop it from destroying this building, doesn't try to stop it from destroying anybody. Hopefully nobody's behind him. He just, nah, I'm not gonna worry about it. Like, what? I love how him and Lois kiss in the middle of a goddamn 9/11. Like, there's more damage here than 9/11, but me and her are going to have this googly-eyed kiss making out. Or smash a spy plane. Stop watching me. Oh, that made people trust you. Acting like a fucking asshole. I hate Man of Steel. Rambo 4 is number 30. Love Rambo 4. Saw in the theater. The 50 caliber massacre is epic. Wish there was less CGI, but other than that, I like the way it took place in Burma. The villains really seemed despicable in that. Rambo still felt like Rambo. The music I thought was a good nod to Jerry Goldsmith. And the gore and violence was insane. I mean, I didn't think they could get that gory for a theatrical film, but they did. So in the theater, great experience. Love Rambo 4. Number 29, Scream. Saw that on VHS. Was really surprised when I first saw it. Liked the murder mystery, the cast, the wit. Still a very fun murder mystery. Nice nods to the genre of horror. And a good cast. That has a very good cast in that. 28, Dumb and Dumber. Very funny film. Always enjoyed Dumb and Dumber. Always thought it was a really funny movie. 27, Home Alone. Always liked Home Alone. Ever since I saw it as a kid on VHS. I thought the cast, especially Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci, worked so well together. Dark Knight Rises, number 26. I disagree wholeheartedly. Number one, I don't see how that's better than Rambo 4 or Indiana Jones The Last Crusade. It is his list, though. And The Dark Knight Rises, to me, is The Dark Knight Pisses. I think that's an absolutely garbage, horrible fucking film in every step of the way. The plot doesn't make a lick of sense. Bane sounds like if Sean Connery tried to play Darth Vader. Hello, Batman, you don't want to die? Joseph Gordon-Levitt being Robin seemed like a really lazy, lame idea. That almost comes out of fucking left field. Like, Batman gets his bat broken and then just dumped into a pit that apparently has no guards, no surveillance, nothing at all, not even one fucking guard, just in case. And he climbs up and then he falls like halfway through the fucking hole, hits his back, and his back is perfectly fine. You know, you would think that was the thing that was broken in the first place. Then when he gets back into this place, he just teleports into the fucking city. They don't show how he got back in. For some reason, the bad guys kept all these cops underground. I don't know why. They had a whole city for hostages. Why would they need all these cops underground when they're trapped? Why don't you just kill them all? Poison gas. Burn them, bomb them, anything. And how the fuck did they survive underground? There was no food there. So how the fuck did that happen? And why did it happen? Why is there a whole giant fucking bat symbol on fire on the side of a building? Who the fuck made that? The fight scene sucked. Catwoman sucks. I hate that fucking movie, man. I hate that movie with a passion. But, I mean, if you like the film, teach their own. Number 25, American Beauty. I barely remember the film. Number 24, First Blood. What more can I say? I love First Blood. I mean, I'm a Rambo fan. The first four, that is. First Blood is a classic. 23, Skyfall. I like Skyfall. That's, I would say, my favorite Daniel Craig film. Oh, no. James Bond Daniel Craig film, I'll say. My favorite Daniel Craig film is probably cowboys and aliens, but I really do like Skyfall. I think that's a pretty good one. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, I had to do some real quick, but I think it was number 23, Skyfall. Do enjoy that James Bond film. Number 22, True Lies. Classic. It was Arnold's comeback. I liked Last Action Hero, but it had not done well. So True Lies got James Cameron returning with Arnold after T2. Epic action sequences. It was pretty much James Bond if made by James Cameron. I like the bits with Jamie Lee Curtis. Tom Arnold was actually pretty funny. Bill Paxton was a riot in it. And that's a fun one, True Lies. As a snow cone maker. 21, The Thing. I did a whole re-review of The Thing not too long ago. Feel free to check that out. Still a classic movie. Love John Carpenter's The Thing. 20, RoboCop. Another classic. Love RoboCop. I mean, one more can be said. Action classic. 19, The Truman Show. Very okay. Didn't expect that, but that's a pretty good film, The Truman Show. Kind of a first instance of seeing Jim Carrey. There's still comedy, but there's a bit of drama in that. And also an idea ahead of its time. A guy streaming 24 hours a day his whole life. Very ahead of its time. And yeah, I thought Jim Carrey did a really good job. It was a good story. Hopeful ending. Yeah, good one, The Truman Show. 18, Alien. The first Alien is a classic. Love the first Alien film. Very atmospheric. Has a lot of good atmosphere and grit to it. Love the design of the Xenomorph by H.R. Giger. Good cast. Yafakoto, Sigourney Weaver, Tom Skerritt, Harry Dean Stanton, etc. 17, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Love that. I go back and forth between that and Jaws as my favorite Steven Spielberg film. Love the adventure aspect. A lot of fun, that movie. 16, Star Wars. I do like the original Star Wars. That's probably my favorite of the Star Wars movies, is the original. 15, Return of the Jedi. Wow, okay, cool. It's not many people you see Return of the Jedi is their favorite, but very cool. Funny enough, that was released on the day I was born, May 25th, 1983. I've gotten used to the Ewoks. I wish Han Solo had a bit more to do, but there was that whole thing where he wanted to die. George Lucas said no, because he's producing it. He's the creative guy behind it, even though he's not technically directing. But I like the way it ended. I don't think you needed any more Star Wars films after that. I really don't. I like the lightsaber battle between Luke and Vader, especially the music he used. But yeah, the whole beginning with the Jabba palace stuff I thought was really cool. And Luke Skywalker finally gets to be a Jedi during that. Just kick ass, take names with a lightsaber. Pretty satisfying stuff. Number 14, Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, which technically is a prequel. Always enjoyed it. Kate Capshaw, go back and forth. Overall, I can say I don't mind her, although sometimes she gets a bit aggravating, a bit streamy, too much streaming. But I like Ke Huy Quan as Short Round. Harrison Ford does a great job once again. I like the darker kind of horror movie aspect. I mean, they could rip people's hearts out and still keep it not rated R, so there you go. And no, I don't think it's racist like some people say it is. Good set pieces, especially the minecart chase. Number 13, Primal Fear. It's been a long time since I've seen Primal Fear. I do remember the twist, though, which I won't give away for people who haven't seen it. But I do remember the twist. Do remember Edward Norton and Richard Gere doing a good job. But yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that, so. 12, The Batman. Wow, very cool. From 2022, I did quite enjoy The Batman. Thought it was a lot of... I do think the film's too long, but I thought it was very well made. I really liked the cast. I thought Robert Pattinson did a really good job. The eyes, the face, the presence was there. The music is fantastic. The score. I didn't mind that Batman was a symbol of hope. Some people don't like that aspect. I did. I actually did like that. And a bit of a detective story. Like I said, I think it's a bit too long. I think there's ways to tighten up the pacing. But overall, I did quite like it. I did quite like it. So. Number 11, Castaway. That's a really good one. I have reviewed that on the channel. Tom Hanks does a wonderful job on that. Of course, each time I try to do a video, that cat wants to talk. He's quiet the whole time, then as soon as I start a video, he wants to talk. So, if you hear that, apologies. But I like Castaway. Number 10 is Borat. I've never been a fan of Borat, but I don't like Sacha Baron Cohen. I'm not a fan of his type of humor. I'm not a fan of his. Or he'll, like, trick people and they don't really know what's going on, and then he'll do this stuff, and then some people get affected by that or get fired or get into trouble afterwards. And it seems like Sacha Baron Cohen doesn't care about that. I don't like that stuff. I think that's kind of shitty to do. I really... And I never really got the humor for it. I never really got the... what people were loving about it. Never got it. So yeah, I've never been a fan of Borat. Not my kind of humor. Not my cup of tea. Number 9, Psycho. I mean, I don't mind the original Psycho. I would say the first half I think is better than the second half. The first half with Jenna Lee and Anthony Perkins and their discussion together and the build-up to the shower sequence, it's actually pretty good. It's just that after that, was it Vera Miles? The sister character and her boyfriend, whatever, husband, I didn't give a shit about those characters. And it was just kind of them pussyfooting around and not a whole lot else happening until the reveal, and then the very long, overly long explanation and exposition of this is why he did this, this is why he did that, this is why he did this. There's some good shots, like the reveal of the mother being a skeleton. I like the last scene, but like I said, the first half I always thought was better of Psycho. I actually like Psycho 2 a lot more as a movie. Number 8, Predator. Classic. Had that on VHS. That's a film I watched over and over and over again on VHS, to the point that the cover was fading out. I can't even remember the trailers. It was Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise teaser trailer. That was ripping off the teaser to Poltergeist 2. We're back. And then The Pickup Artist with Molly Ringwald, and at the time he was called Robert Downey, but it was Robert Downey Jr. He had a film called The Pickup Artist. But I mean, like I said, the cast, the action, the jungle environment, the design of the Predator, Stan Winston, the store, everything just fit so well. All the pieces fit together to make that such a kick-ass action movie. Same with Aliens. I mean, one more time to say about Aliens. I've talked about Aliens all the time for a reason. I love Aliens. Number 6, Batman Begins. Okay. Not my cup of tea, but that's cool. Teach their own. Number 5, The Shining. Love The Shining. That's a film that is long, but I really get drawn into because of Stanley Kubrick's direction, where you really feel the isolation. You really feel how alone these characters are, and the sense of dread and this creeping up, whether it's madness, whether it's supernatural, whether it's a combination of both. I know John Nicholson's hamming it up, but man, it's such an entertaining performance. Much like Al Pacino and Scarface, it's become my favorite performances of theirs. So highly entertaining. And Jack, like so many scenes, give me the bat. I told you I'm not going to hurt you. Or just going to bash your brains in. I'm going to bash you right the fuck in. I quite like The Shining. Fuck the miniseries one. For Rocky, the original Rocky, of course. Nothing wrong with that. I like a lot of the sequels more, but the first Rocky is a classic. Number 3, The Dark Knight. I don't hate The Dark Knight. I think Heath Ledger does a really good job. But I think I liked Heath Ledger more than I liked the movie, if that makes sense. I don't care for Christian Bale's Batman voice. I find it ridiculous. I find it silly. I find it, he's driving very gruff. And I get that he's trying to hide his identity. I still find it goofy and silly each time I hear it. And it takes me out of the movie. And when you're Batman portion, and I don't like the way Christopher Nolan does fight scenes. I hate the way he does fight scenes. They're not the way I like to see fight scenes done. Christopher Nolan does a lot of things well. I don't gravitate towards him when it comes to action sequences. I don't. I prefer John Woo, Tony Scott, even at times Michael Bay more as action filmmakers than Christopher Nolan. That's just the way I look at it. Number 2, The Terminator, and number 1, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. As he says here, Terminator had to be on the throne because he's a hardcore Terminator fan. Nothing wrong with that. Both good movies. My favorite of the two is the first Terminator because I like the horror aspect of it. The dark and gritty, the score, the tone. It feels more violent. It feels more intense. It feels darker. And Terminator 2 is good. It feels like, I don't want to say sanitizing. I don't want to say kid-friendly because it's not. But it's like starting to be a little bit more family-friendly. But that's not the case. But I don't know. It's less dark. It's less intense. It feels less violent. And I think that definitely helped with Arnold's popularity at the time to become more of a box office success. I like Terminator 2. It's just back to the day when I would bring up other action films. Some people would go, yeah, but what about Terminator 2? I like Terminator 2, but I like Hard Target. Yeah, but what about Terminator? I'm like, I got so tired of people bringing up Terminator 2 as if there was no other movies ever made. That I got annoyed, and it felt like I've seen the film more than I have. But I do like Terminator 2. I don't really have a lot of issues with it, so very well done movie. But the first Terminator, I would say, is my favorite of the bunch. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that whole thing. So with that said, very cool list. A lot of good films on there. I mean, sure, there's some I disagree with. Man of Steel, Dark Knight Rises. I probably would not have American Beauty, Batman Begins, Dark Knight on my list. But again, everybody's list is their list. So, very cool stuff. Great to see Aliens on there. Great to see The Thing on there. RoboCop on there. Predator on there. A lot of cool stuff. Rambo 4, I see that. The Batman, that was cool to see that. But, yeah, Truman Show, that was a nice surprise. But yeah. With that said, thanks once again, Dwayne, for the request. Very cool list you got here. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.